Hi, this is Angie Wells, Emmy-nominated makeup artist and jazz singer, and you're tuning into Able.
Do you find that everyone has a gift, or is it more of just that's something we tell each other to keep going forward?
I feel like everybody does have a gift. I just feel like a lot of people may not have the opportunity to take time to focus to find it or to have time to use it. Sometimes, you have a gift that is something that may not generate money. I think a lot of times we have a tendency to associate making anything that's, it's only worth something if it can create money. And that's a dangerous way to think. There are some people who have a gift of just making people smile, just the way they are, just how they are, just their presence, or the way they talk to people, or they create joy. That may not necessarily always translate into something that is material. So some gifts are not things that are things that translate into something that you can hold in your hand.
I see. What are some of the things that helped you figure out or tap into what your gifts were?
I think at an early age, my mother paid attention to the fact that I was creative. Um, and she fostered that as best she could. My father was a barber, and he had his own barber shop for 50 years. So, to me, that's an art. He was an artist in his own right, with hair. My mother sings, so she had her own creative side of herself, even though she, worked in an office building every day. On Sunday, she sang. So that was her creative side. And so I think she had a respect for the fact that I was creative.
Now you just said a mouthful there. She had the respect to foster what?
I guess, to foster my gift or my creativity. Although at that time I wasn't doing makeup, I just was sort of a generally, like, I like to play with things or craft things or make stuff with my hands. I was good with putting clothing together. I made, do hairstyles. I'll create different hairstyles. And by the time, I guess, I got about 13, I started modeling. I don't think, in all honesty, there was this sort of consciousness that I could make a living as a creative. So there was definitely the push to go to college, get my degree, because also too, I was one of the first generation in my family to go to college. So yeah, my cousins and I were out of our parents and their siblings. We were the first generation to go to college. So that was, a big deal for them. They wanted us to go to school and to, get a good job. Sort of the thing that was the quote unquote American dream. And I sort of say that tongue in cheek. But to go to school and get a good job, and back then, the ideal life was you got a good job and you worked on the same job for 40 years and you got your gold watch when you retired, and that was that. But that wasn't really the life that obviously I was meant for. So when I got out of school, I did have my degree in business, marketing, and management, and I did work as a corporate trainer for a couple of years. And I got laid off because training departments don't make money. When the company started cutting people, they cut people out of the training department, and I was one of the first to go. And they hired a headhunter. And I went on a few interviews and realized, like, you know what? I think I'm good. I don't think this is my life. And I decided to go to cosmetology school.
I painted it. They said nobody's ever seen such painting. I played. Nobody's ever played like that. And it just seemed to me no limit to what I could do.